and we're out in our, well actually, let me preface it by this. An American, a Brit, and an Italian walk into a bar. What do you get? The Jensen Interceptor Mark III. There was 3 versions of the Interceptor, but these were, when they started the design, they were designed in Italy by a British, they were designed in Italy for a British company that used Chrysler running gear both in the power plant and in the transmission. So this is a 1974 Jensen Interceptor. It is finished in beautiful Aruba red paint, repainted in its factory colors, with beautiful Connolly leather in the interior and tan and contrasting wood. This car, the Interceptors, they believe the Mark II, they came with a 383, also available in the 440, but this is the Mark III. So this is the 440 big block Chrysler with the Torque Flight 727 transmission, 3-speed automatic, solid axle, leaf sprung rear, independent front suspension. This car has been in the same owner or the same family, husband and wife, for 33 years. They bought this car in Calgary, Alberta, over a casual conversation with friends saying, hey, I've always kind of wanted one of those Jensens, and the guy he was having coffee with said, I know where there is one, and boom. He became the owner of this car, and it lived as his summer daily driver while he worked in Calgary, and later on in life moved out to beautiful Victoria, British Columbia. And before he moved out here, in 2009, he begun a restoration on this car that lasted about 3 years. If anyone's ever restored a car, and I'm sure everyone's heard the stories, you start and you kind of open a Pandora's box. So fortunately for whoever ends up buying this car, it was stripped down to metal, rust was removed and cut out, new panels were placed and welded into the car. The car was then repainted in its Aruba red, but along the way also they did, they rebuilt the engine, added some performance to the engine, rebuilt the transmission, suspension, driveline. Really, they went through the car tip to tail. The interior is the original interior, however, they did touch up some of the seats and add a little bit of coloring back into the seats, as the leather, after 35 years, gets a little aged. Presents very well though now. So we're cruising down the highway, 2,000 RPM, doing 50 miles an hour, with the AC blowing nice and cold, keeping Brett, our cameraman, and me nice and cozy. The car has been in to the shop, has been serviced. As I said, we just recharged the AC, and let this video act as a supplement to all the photos that we've provided in a very high definition and robust gallery of the car. We're selling this car out of Victoria, British Columbia. This car exports easily into the United States, and we can handle that for anybody that's interested in it, and we can sell it or provide it to you at your cost on a Washington state title. Being that the car is over 25 years old, it automatically enters the United States. The only caveat I would say is that the California state emissions are a tricky one. I do not live in California. I don't know the ins and outs of that. However, if you can get it to pass down there because of its age, then boom. The car is in extremely good condition. As far as everything on the interior, signal lights work, of course headlights work, four-way flashers, as I said, the AC and the blower, all the vents blowing nice and cold, all of our gauges right across the top here, all working as they should. It is a big block Chrysler, of course, so it does run on the slightly warm side, but no overheating issues there. The owner, when he did a lot of that work later on, I believe 2013, 2015, he added Phytech Go Street fuel injection to the car, so it is fuel injected. The air conditioning system was converted to R134, which is why I was easily able to recharge it here in Victoria. Edelbrock intake, it's got the original Jensen valve covers on it. When they restored the car, they did all the wiring throughout, but I'll go over some more of that in the walk around video. But it drives very, very nicely. The interior is extremely comfortable. Of course, the GT class car, it's got the two big rear seats. The tires, they feel pretty good. They're probably about 7 or 8 years old. Might be something someone wants to replace, but the car has been stored inside, so it feels great to me. Braking, we're in pretty good traffic here, but hard on the brakes. No issues. Old car like this certainly has a little bit of sink to the front end when you stab the brakes, but they felt good. Lots of torque. Notice when we're pulling out, just light on the throttle, provided a ton of power to the rear wheels, and they were squealing as we left the shop. Just gonna pull off here, and we'll turn around. We'll get into a merge situation where I can put the foot to the floor and just show you guys how it shifts and how it pulls. And we'll talk about it a little bit more, but really cool car. These things have such a prestigious, or I don't know, prestigious. They've got a rich history, and we're a very desirable car from celebrities to the rich. It was quite something. A very polarizing car, certainly for the 60s and 70s when they're produced. So we're going to end the video just for a second here, and then we're going to come back as we get back on the highway, and we'll show you how it drives. Hey everyone, we're back. We got turned around and we're just gonna hit the highway here. So foot to the floor. I don't think the Honda Fit's looking to race. All right. We'll say there was a bit of a shimmy in the wheel once we got up to about 65, 70 there. I think we were at 70 miles an hour. So I would note that. I would imagine I'll send it in for a wheel balance. That's probably going to fix it. Here we are doing 60 miles an hour. And I can just start to feel it a little bit. You might see it slightly in the wheel, but that's an easy one to fix. We just finally put a new tank of fuel in it, so there's a little bit of pinging there. I did put in 91, so as we run through that should solve itself. Oh, a little traffic. Good time to talk about the rest of the interior. So you'll see in the photos that we've provided, the wood paneling here in the center console, that was refinished. You'll see the photos of that. All the switches here and the rocker function of them, all is in very good shape. Park lights. Horn. Hey, that's great. All that works. Of course, these controls work because we're using the AC as we're driving. Cigarette lighter does not work. The windows, driver's or passenger side window, no problem. Driver's side window, no problem. The mirror control in the driver's door doesn't work, so you actually reach out and adjust the mirror yourself. The rear seats, of course, like most cars that have rear seats, are in extremely good condition. These interesting slots right here is, of course, where you put your the rear seat belts. The leather going up the center console, this is all in great shape. There's no cracks or any disformation, is that a word? Disformities? Across the dash or cracks in the acrylic dash. The little lights for the signals work. They're really kind of funny. There's a little kind of jewel looking indicator lights. The couple idiot lights, if you'd call them that, on the dash. Windshield wipers work and the sprayer works. That's no issue. The power door locks, big deal for 76. Those work. The headliner, which I believe was redone, is in incredible condition. All the pleating and the stitching is all in good shape. Both the visors, the mirror has a little bit of age to it, but the vinyl on the visors themselves are in great shape. Same with the mirror, nothing's falling off or rattling here. And the rear package tray is in quite good shape. Yeah, it's a very, very cool car, very polarizing. Everyone that comes in the shop has a memory of a Jensen or loving a Jensen, and I certainly can say that my appreciation for them has grown quite a bit while we've had it. So we're selling this car at no reserve. The top bid buys the car. We can organize all the shipping on your behalf. That is not an issue. We can get it to anywhere it needs to go in the United States or abroad. We can provide it on a Washington State title if you would like on your behalf. We'll just need to get a little information from you at the end. But yeah, beautiful car. Very happy that the consigner brought this car to us, and it's been a very wonderful learning experience. So if there's anything we can do to help make this an easier purchase for you, please reach out. You can Google us, Silver Arrow Cars, pick up the phone, call us, send us an email, or use the contact seller button in the auction itself. But very cool car, very well sorted. You'll see all the restoration receipts of the thousands and thousands and tens of thousands. I think we're up to $60,000, $70,000 worth of work that was done to the car. And there is no doubt, if you have been wanting a Jensen, this is probably the one you should buy. Thank you very much. Happy bidding.